Well, morning everyone. It is November 28th, and today I'm going to work on building. I'll show you what I got going on here. This is just a bunch of scrap wood I've gotten from tearing apart pallets and things like that, but I'm going to build a little firewood shed. So it's not going to be anything real fancy, but I'm going to try and use only, you know, recycled wood and things like that. So these 4x4 blocks will kind of be my base, and then I'm going to tie everything together with a couple of 2x4s on the bottom and build up from there. But essentially it's just going to be like a little lean-to, you know, it'll have a roof on it and whatnot. So that'll help keep the little bit of firewood I got back by the fire pit somewhat dry. But yeah, that's kind of the start of it. And I got to give a big shout out to Domino, because he let me borrow his little torpedo heater, kerosene or diesel powered heater. So big shout out to him, because it's kind of cold, but got to get some work done. I'm gonna have to also I'm gonna have to tear the carburetor off the H, because that thing's acting up and I can't figure out what's going on. I can't barely keep it running without a choke, so there's got to be something plugging up the main jets, main and idle jets, or the main jet, or I shouldn't say the main and idle jet, the load and idle jets, or the main jet, you know, where the fuel comes into the bowl, that needle and seat there. But I'm getting plenty of fuel flow out of the carburetor from the drain, so I'm thinking it's probably some plugged passageways. So I don't know if something got in there from the tank, or you know, if it's because of the crappy fuel that I run. I usually don't have any problems with it, because I run all the fuel out of all my tractors, and I keep seafoam in there to keep everything kind of stable. But yeah, you never know. Cheap fuel nowadays, you never know what's going to happen. But nonetheless, I got to pull the carb off that thing and clean it out. Maybe I'll take it over to Rudy's and use his blasting cabinet again. Second carburetor in a month. So yeah, that's it. I wanted to kind of start this video before I fire up this heater, because it's kind of loud. But let me get this heater going, and we'll get to work. All right, guys, we got the base all screwed together. It's a little warped, but that's what you get when you use pallet wood. So, and from here I'll start building up the sides. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to use, I got some spare 2x6s up there, so I might use those for my corners, just to kind of give it a little, I guess you could call it stoutness. But let's go ahead and get that done, and we'll keep moving. Okay guys, I hope you can hear me over this torpedo heater, but we've got it pretty much framed in. Now I just have to figure out what I'm going to use for a bottom, sides, and roof. So it's coming along, you know, it's coming along. So I mean, it's not exactly square, but I'm hoping once everything, you know, is out there, it's not going to be on perfectly flat ground anyways, but once everything's out there, I'm hoping, you know, it'll kind of settle and warp to the shape of the ground. So I got to figure out what I'm going to use for sides and bottom and whatnot. So let me let me see what I can find, and we'll go from there. we've got the wood shed or wood shelter in place. It's all sided with plywood. Nothing fancy. I just used plywood to fill the gaps, and I put the tarp over the front of it to kind of give it a little bit of shelter against the rain and snow and whatnot. So you can see I've got everything stacked inside, and I left air gaps between all these slats. This is all pallet wood. I left air gaps between all those slats to allow the air to come up from the bottom and dry this wood out. So it should be pretty well dry. So I can see I'm running out of battery though due to the cold. So I better press stop, and just want to say thanks to everybody for watching and wrenching with me and building this little fire shed. So with that, we'll give you a little shot of the fire pit here, and take care.